to live.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Today it's just us, the Motley crew. Hey, we're back. We are back.
The crew that mots. We are the crew that mots. Yeah.
We are the crew that mots. And before we came on air, we were talking about the safest place according to the World Safety Council to live. They said it's Finland. Finland is the safest place, and
they're biased because we're a safety council. You know, they're gonna have a list of something.
Right, but I'm just saying. So they say Finland. It's Finland, Singapore. And then I think Norway was there. Like those are the top three.
Yeah.
But Finland has like 4 people and more reindeer, kind of like Norway. So how can it not be safe?
Yeah. No, but Finland has become my. You know, I never been in Finland. I'm sorry about that, but I will be there sometime. But Finland is on top of most of you know. The Scandinavian countries are often on top of lists. Not to brag, but that's the way it is. We have enough. We have enough money to. We have enough money to pay off the. You know,
don't brag. Don't brag, Mort. I mean, don't brag, mate. You know, we've got all this money. You know.
Yeah, I like the way he says that. He says, I don't mean to brag or anything, but just to let you know, the Scandinavian companies, we're loaded. And what we do is we just go to the list companies and we're like, we're going to write you a check. And we're longevity and health and no crime. That's what you put us number 1 at. Yeah. And everything else, just, you know, we don't want to be on your list.
Sweden seems to be going downhill rapidly as regards crime. They've
got gangs and everything.
Yeah.
They have problems and they can't speak with Erdogan either, you know.
No, I thought they'd cut that deal with him.
Yeah, well, but I just read he has a problem with Swedes anyway.
But then who doesn't?
Oh, you know, right? A little bit of mashed potato, a little bit of Swede. That's fine, you know.
Yeah. But Sweden, Finland, Suomi is the correct.
They're suing you. Why is Finland suing you?
No. Suomi, the Finnish people are calling, they are calling their own country for Suomi. And Suomi.
Suomi. Okay. Suomi.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
That means Finland. Come on, wake up.
Finland. Yeah, of course.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I'm Jewish, so anytime I hear the word sue, I don't think of a name. I think of a verb. So I thought they were suing themselves. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Get all those dollar signs out of your eyes, Stephen.
All right, never mind then. I guess
get on the program here. Get on the program.
But only 20, 25, 30 years ago, Finland was. You know, they've been changed so much the last decades. It's crazy because they were on top on every list, you know, suicide list, the most depressed people,
have you seen
killing
the
with knives and so on.
Women are okay.
Yeah,
women are okay.
But
it's
now
the
Finland is
long dark days that get to you, I think.
Finland is ruling with Nokia, you know.
Oh, that's why. Well, here's the other thing. If you think about Finland, all the people that were depressed and killing themselves, they're done, all 5 of them. And now the new 5 live there, and they're not depressed and killing themselves. So now Finland's on top of the list of like a happy place to live. They're like, yeah, we got rid of those people, and now we're good.
Yeah. Well, if it's a good census and you ask enough people, you know, there's only 5 of them, are you all happy? You say, yeah. So you get on top of the list, don't you?
All you need is 4 out of the 5. So
and
there you go.
just after writing on the questionnaire, you're stabbing yourself.
For fun
with a knife. Yeah.
I've always
For
wanted to
fun,
go like Finland, Iceland, Norway, that whole Greenland, that whole area. I always thought it would be fun to go and see. Like June would be fun to go and see. But I think past June, not so much fun.
Is she a friend of yours, June?
June is too. April. I was going to take April, June, and May. And I figured the four of us would go. It would be a lot of fun.
To Greenland.
So,
to Greenland.
Yeah, to Greenland.
Isn't that what Trump wanted to buy at one time? He thought, I'll buy
Chris,
Greenland.
Trump wanted to buy Greenland for the United States. He offered them, I think, was it like $50 billion or some ridiculous thing?
Yeah.
He was going to buy Greenland and make it, I guess, the 51st state.
Or make it orange.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Remember that? He was going to buy it. But what's really funny is back in the day, they called Greenland because they wanted people to go, and it wasn't green, and Iceland, but it was more green than Greenland. And then people would be like, where do you want to go, Iceland or Greenland? And people are like, oh, Greenland. And they're like, good. And they get to Greenland, it's like, it's a big block of ice. Then they go to Iceland, they're like, oh, there's trees. So, I remember that when I was a kid in history. I always found that fascinating.
It's still a Danish dependent country, is it not? The Danes still have everything to say. Greenland, I thought.
Let's look.
Yeah, well, they want to get rid of. No, they have a government and stuff in Greenland, but they are under
Denmark, the Kingdom of Denmark. It says Greenland is the North is a North American autocratic territory of the Kingdom of Denmark, and I'm sure they're very proud of that. It's the largest country with the kingdom.
Well, they're more concerned about all the natural resources that which we can find almost weekly now that it's so warm.
Somewhere. And so just so we know, since we're talking about Greenland right now, the population is 56,653 as of 2021. So it could have gone up and down a little bit. Yeah, the land mass is 836,000 square meters. The official language is Greenlandic. Good luck with that. The continent is North America. The currency is the Danish krone. I guess they like their donuts. And it was founded in May 1st, 1979, which is crazy to me that in 1979, which is literally 50 years ago, someone from Denmark went there, planted a flag like they used to do back in the 1500s and go, this is our country. So
they already did that. I think that was some constitutional thing that they had to put together.
Okay.
Because like the Danes said, well, this is ours. We got here first. Yeah, we rode across the Atlantic. We looked at the US, Danish thought that's all crap. We don't want that. They thought they'd go somewhere more interesting. Whereas
so theoretically, Trump had the right idea. He could. You technically can buy it. It's just a territory.
Yeah. Well, he wanted.
I'm surprised one of the billionaires. I'm surprised a billionaire's not trying to buy it and make it his own. Call it like Steve's Island.
Yeah. Well, no, have Tracy Island, but that's on Thunderbirds. But that might be something different. But I think what's happening is that somebody had whispered under that orange toupee and said, "Look, the ice may be receding, not in the brain of Mr. Trump, but in Greenland, and there's a lot of resources going to be available, and you should get their PDQ and do something really good for the environment, put in oil rigs, start to dig bloody great holes in the ground."
Talking about that, I think fish should be cooked in their proper oil. Mobil, Shell, BP. It's how fish should be cooked.
The problem with fish is, of course, that they're mostly plastic these days. So they're already halfway there. Aren't they?
That's true.
Yeah.
Only on our show. Kids, look what you learned. Tell your parents.
And I found something which shocked me this morning. Here we go.
Yes.
Spain. Did you read that more? Did you read that? Spain is bringing back face masks because COVID and flu have gone through the roof. So they're going to bring back face masks. It's really places like Valencia and the Canary Islands have gone absolutely COVID mad.
Yeah. Wow.
So there's a lot of COVID in Europe at the moment. in the US as well, I think. But
so do we think we're going to have another lockdown with all the stuff that's going on, or no?
I think I think maybe it's like the Chinese and the Japanese thing. It's like, if you're feeling like shite, stay at home. But if you do have to go somewhere, put on a face mask.
Okay.
In Norway, at least, they have identified it as a flu, so it's not longer any pandemic or.
Yeah, it's the same here. They classify.
So basically, it's the end
sickness.
of the world. I predicted it. On the other, remember the first show of Lost Dollar Business Club last Saturday? I said it's going to be 2024, the end of democracy and the end of the world. I was right.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world.
Well,
all right.
The crazy thing is that when we were in Portugal before Christmas, it was 23. A week later, it was 28 or somewhere in southern Spain. Right. I spoke to a woman in the supermarket just before the weekend. She said, "Yeah, my son's just come back from Marbella, I think, and it was 28."
Wow. So for those people that are outside of the European Union, basically what David's saying, it was in the high 80s Fahrenheit.
It wasn't in high 80. It wasn't anywhere near high 80. It was
28. It's high 80s, David.
It's in Spain. I'm not talking about that, island in the Caribbean, Steve. I'm not talking about.
No. I understand. I'm talking about Fahrenheit degree. But go ahead. Never mind. So.
Yeah.
So not 80,
there you go.
But high 80s.
Yeah. High 80.
High 80. All right. Let me do it this way. It was 87. It was 87 degrees, not high 80. So there we go.
But which is like seriously wacky, don't you think? For last week, now we are here freezing up a
Do you, David, have some minuses now? I have 5 minuses now.
No, 7.
All right, so those people, once again, -5 Celsius is 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
So and carrying on from our show from yesterday, because people should be watching then this. First of all, this of course comes out on a completely different timeline, I'm told. I understand we're now in 2024 and it's a Saturday, I think. Yes, anyway, whatever. But
yeah.
Oh God.
but on
Alzheimer.
Allenheimer. So yes, recently on one of our other former shows, Sherman the German, I was talking about the this skating fever, and so I'll give everybody an update on that. The update on that was a place called Winterswijk. They won, and they got their ice up and running last night. They had the first marathon on natural ice, and what they mean by natural ice was it's a skiler barn. The skiler track, which they flooded, and they managed to get to the magic 3 centimeters before their place called Hagsbergen. So it's always like a big thing to be the first ones to have natural ice, and of course that was all over the news, all over the newspapers. The ladies had the marathon first, and then later in the evening, the men had the marathon on the ice.
That's because we finished quick. That's because we finished quicker. Go ahead.
Yeah, what can I say? It's cold.
Last night I talked with a friend east in Norway. Nearby Oslo or between Bergen and Oslo. People don't care. I don't care. He told me. I told him, "Whoa, it's cold these days." Yes, it is. Yeah. Now we're just passing 40 minus.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
I said, good F luck. And he was, they were freezing as hell. It's
I don't think
big issues,
though. But yeah, it's the other way.
And he also had wind, so it felt even colder. So.
I had wind earlier because I had Mexican food last night, but I'm better now. So
you can warm up. You can warm up from that, though, can't you? But that's
I warmed up the whole house. Actually, I think the family just left.
My daughter went to Finland for the year, New Year, and she texted me and she said, "Oh, it's now -18," and then I think bit later on too. I mean, we've seen it on the news here as well. They've really struggled. I mean, even the Danes, who are pretty good with ice and getting all the roads cleared, it's been a complete disaster. They haven't had it so cold for a long time. So, well, not since of course Trump gave them the cold shoulder because he couldn't get that.
Couldn't buy Greenland. Sure.
Yeah. I think it's because the electronic cars. We have to ban all electronic cars because we need more CO2.
Sure, because you need more global warming to keep the planet warm, so it's not cold. Yeah, I get it.
It's global colding.
Yeah, now it's global cold. It's great. We're having an ice age.
Yeah,
people aren't thinking through. They're like, listen, we're gonna drop the planet, so there'll be no global warming. Now we're having an ice age. Now people aren't happy about that. So what do we have to do? More cars on the road. I agree 100%. Yep, I like it. That's good. More coal plants, more cars, wood burning more forests. I think all of that. Perfect. That'll warm the planet up just like that. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
With gasoline.
That's right. Put a little more gasoline on that fire. And the chick, isn't she from Sweden, Gothenburg or whatever her name is? She can sail her sailboat now because there won't be any ice.
Yeah, but do you know the funny thing about her? You know, she's always talking about the planet warming up. Have you ever seen a picture of her with a T-shirt? She's always wearing a bloody great coat and a woolly hat.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
What's this?
Yeah.
You just have a look. You think, what? You know. Anyway, it's sad. She should be protected. Yeah, it's somebody. I mean, she's seriously autistic.
You know, if you read the dirty magazine, not that dirty, but you know the
one that fell on the floor with all the dust on it. That one.
Blah 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 magazines. It's because of her mother and her father. They're making money on her.
Yeah, but aren't they like a famous actor or an actor or something? I read something about her mom and dad that they were relatively famous in their country for acting or something like that. But my whole thing is she was hot, not looking, but hot topic 3 years ago. I haven't heard about her since then.
Come here. Come to Europe.
No,
she'll fill up stadiums with people. Seriously.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, they all come to see if she's wearing a T-shirt or not. I think. That's what it is.
How old is she now? Is she like 19 finally?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So is this like her job now? Is her job just to give talks about we're going to save the planet and nobody listens?
Stephen, please. She's an influencer. An influencer.
I got your influencer right here. How dare
you?
You know what? I knew an influencer one. His name was Christ. And I said to a friend of mine, do you know why he had a large following? And people said no. And I said, because he said he was hung. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Hung like this. I'm going to have to do the wide shot for this one. Hold on a second. Because he was hung like this.
Is this a Jesus joke?
Yeah, because he was hung like this. That's why he had a large following. Anyway, so she's an influencer.
Can I do my Jesus joke then?
Sure, why not?
Give us a widescreen. This is the Church of England Jesus joke. Come on, this.
All right, here's a widescreen.
This will get us banned.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
No.
It's Jesus on a rubber cloth. Jesus. That'll get us banned, Stephen.
Get us something.
On a rubber cloth. Yeah.
Oh my God. But anyway, so she's an influencer, but like she's not global anymore. Like nobody cares about her.
No.
I mean, I guess in Europe they do, but at some point doesn't that fame go? And didn't she make enough money yet where she can just shut up?
No. The thing about her is, she's traveling everywhere. I mean, what's all that?
Not here.
She's not in Norway. I can promise. She's not.
And she's traveling by jet. Someone told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she took a boat. She took a boat over to United States.
No. I remember that 3 years ago. That was the publicity stunt. I got an email from somebody who actually gave me her email address, and I emailed her and I said, "Hey, we'd love to have you on the show." Of course, she never responded, so bitch. Then he said, also, when you ask her why she takes now a private jet everywhere she goes. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that'd be a good question. So I have a feeling that Miss Greta will never show up on any of our shows because we're not enthralled with her. So
here's a question for you then. What's a larger carbon footprint a bloody great cruise ship going across the Atlantic, or an aeroplane.
Airplane.
What's it? What? No, a cruise ship.
No, cruise ship, really? Right.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, just
large tonnage. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing here, because they're always talking about car emissions and everything, but the biggest problem is our boats. They are the biggest polluters.
Well, they would be called vessels, not boats, because.
Oh, sorry, I'm terribly sorry, Stephen. I'm terribly sorry for those people now watching this show. It's now officially called a vessel.
It's so many tons. I was on the Onassis yacht.
Oh, go on.
And because excuse me. And listen, some of us have to hang with our people. Yeah. And I remember I said to the captain,
as a tourist.
I know I was being taken. I was out on a whatchamacallit. I was out for an event.
Being arrested.
It doesn't matter. And you're not guilty until the pictures come out. Anyway, I was on the Onassis yacht, and I said to the captain, "This is a gorgeous yacht." And he said, "No, sir, this is a vessel." And I was like, "Really?" And he says, "It's all based on tonnage." And he explained it to me. And because it's made out of cement, the tonnage made it into a vessel, not a yacht. And he was telling me about the different captain's licenses. So for an hour and a half, which I found fascinating, I knew now everything there was about vessels and tonnage, and I got to see the end. It was very cool to be on the Onassis yacht. It was very nice, until the police shut up. But anyway, so it was very cool.
Did you get a free pair of sunglasses as well to look like?
You do. You get glasses right away when you come on the boat, because you have to look, stop like that. You have to be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
And they use the glasses because nobody wants to be there, really.
Probably, yes, because it's an old vessel.
Yeah.
So but this global, I mean, we've been talking about, now when I was a kid, and that goes back many, when the earth cooled, we were talking about global warming then. Okay. And so no one's done anything.
In the hot, steamy summers of New York City and the bitter cold winters of New York City.
But nobody did anything. We were kids and we'd be like, "Oh, we should save the planet and we should do this and we should do that." And now all this crap that I did, like recycling plastics, they said was useless because they're not doing anything with them. Everything that I did,
none of it,
right. So all the stuff that I did as a child and as a young adult to try to save the planet, I have found out now, as I'm older, was a waste of my time. So now when they're talking about EVs and they're talking about, you know what I want? I want my naturally aspirated 12-cylinder supercar that when I turn the key goes boom, 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 which is really just saying fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And I don't care, because I've already done my bit. And the fact that corporate America and corporate global and government screwed it up, I don't care anymore. I don't care if I leave anything for the kids. Doesn't mean anything to me anymore, because they don't care, and me can only do whatever. Now, I did read an article in the Financial Times that activists now last year were like at the highest level stockholder activists in companies ever. Yeah. I think it was like 7% of the companies were being hit with activists. So maybe now that'll help, but really it's like turning the Titanic. You got to start spinning that wheel now for 2030. And I don't see that really happening. I see a lot of talk still. So I'm to the point now when I hear it. So Greta, you'll have to forgive us, but I think you're full of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, if you really are going to be this, you know what I mean? I mean, ride a bike everywhere.
She's concerned.
Yeah, she's concerned because she's making 100. You know what? Go to a stadium and get it and speak for free. If you go to a stadium and speak for free, no, really? Who's paying? People are buying tickets. Someone's paying her.
No, I didn't mean that it was a paid event. It's just if you go somewhere, everybody trucks up.
Right, but somebody's paying her to show up, Dave. This is not. She's not doing this because she's altruistic.
I would imagine.
Right. So my point is, if you're that altruistic and you're going to be like Gandhi, or you're going to be like, the Tibetan monk here, then go do it for free. Live in a tent, poop in the woods, and I'll respect you. Until then, no. I just think it's all bullshit. And I think it's literally goes back to things it's the military industrial complex, and the government's just trying to scare everybody. Do I really believe there's global warming? Yes. The last ice age was in 1830 something. It was a mini ice age, and the planet's getting warmer. They have scientific evidence that shows it. What's going to happen? The humans will die. Earth will still be here, and it doesn't matter. And it's that simple.
You sound like an old fart now. Come on.
No, I just actually read science books. I actually just read books on science. So, I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot of heavy lifting to think through it. If we don't change it now, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. It can happen in 200 or 300 years. Maybe by then we get smarter. But let's say we don't, and it really does cause all these terrible things. Then a percentage of the population will get wiped out, or it could be worse, but it'll just reset.
There is one thing. I'm
Yes.
not saying that. I'm not saying there's no global warming. But what about all the scientists that is not getting paid by WHO or the United Nations?
Right.
Who says otherwise? Are they just stupid?
They're all.
Are they working for the gas company? It depends who you're working for, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all. It's like one giant CV, isn't it? I mean, I know a little bit about climate, so please employ me. Hey, look, we're getting all sort of really serious and stuff, and I just want to say one thing about all that rubbish collection. And it's a well-known fact that we've been sort of splitting our rubbish up into paper, metal and plastic, and green stuff. So I've got 3 Clico wheelie bins here, which are bigger than me. But at my age, you know, they're probably going to kill me before cancer does. And when they fall over,
can we get that in a video though? Because that'll make a great short, and then lots of views.
Well, it will be. I will be considerably shorter when it's fell on top of me, or considerably longer, of course, where it lands. But I mean, they've been trying to wean us onto this recycling thing, and all this stuff just ends up in a big heap anyway, or gets burned. It's just to try and teach, just to be nice in between.
Plastic there, bubble there, bubble there. You have 8 of these different things, and they go the same place in the same oven.
Yep.
Yeah.
Burn
or if you're really lucky, they'll take a bloody great hole and bury it all, and you'll put new houses on it. You know, so your kids can play. Hey, happy days.
Yeah.
Like I said, until corporate and global corporate decides they really are going to take climate, and governments are going to take it seriously, not this COP28 bullshit. Until they really going to take it seriously, I say, and not that I'm an old fart or a young fart. Like I said, I was all pro clean the planet up until I was like 25. Then I started to read articles that said it doesn't make a difference because they're really not doing recycling, and they're not doing this, and they're not doing that, and everything they told us they were doing, they weren't really doing. And I was like, fuck it, because I'm going out of my way to make sure that some oil company now makes a larger don't care. So, and now I'm just like, it is what it is. And that's it. And so if the governments and the corporate really want to do something, then do something. If you don't, then it doesn't matter.
I don't believe the Mother Earth will go to another place. I think the world will survive.
I think Earth will survive. We may not. Yeah. The human race may not survive.
Yeah. But
the Earth will survive. I'm not worried about that. The Earth is fine because the aliens that run the planet are going to make sure it's fine. I'm not worried about that. The lizard people, we're good. My thing is the human race won't. Yeah, the human race may not make it because the human race is just going to kill themselves off because of stupidity. Whether it's COVID or something else.
Let's have fun until 27.
There you go. When the UFOs will notice.
I've been trying to have some fun, and I found something which makes me very happy.
It's not going to be this fat fuck that's a dark 16-year-old kid, right, with his girlfriend. All right, who's this chick?
Emily Pellegrini, Italiano,
and she's been making lots of money as an influencer.
But who is she?
She is mega, Stephen, and I'll tell you why.
Please. Emily is an influencer who earns, the logo's covering that up, 10,000 euros per week, and all makes VIPs fall in love. Emily is too good to be true. In fact, she is. Emily is a generated complete with an AI-generated bit sugar baby. I like it. And her creative revealed the famous people contact her privately, invite her out, billionaires, MMA fighters, tennis players are convinced that she is real. Thank God that artificial intelligence now can help those guys in the basement finally get laid. I'm very excited for them.
Ronaldo likes her.
Friend of Ronaldo. Football. Is it possible that such a beautiful woman doesn't have a boyfriend? Haha replies, ask her, oh my God, are you kidding me? OnlyFans. Look at this. Well, congratulations, AI Emily. You are kudos to you, my dear. I don't even know who to say kudos to. The guy who developed it.
The guy is an Italian guy. Yeah, it's all come out now. It's they're making money through this fan view, which I never heard of before.
Yeah,
and this is actually a platform with virtual reality ladies who do just whatever you want them to do in exchange for money. Money.
Yeah.
Well, the difference between this and a real sugar baby or a wife is when you're done with her, you just hang up. A wife or a sugar baby or a mistress, you have to actually talk to them. She's the perfect sugar baby.
Yeah. And she will not talk to anyone else about you either if she's programmed to do that.
Yeah. She does whatever you want her to do, it would seem, but as long as you pay enough money, then the AI will respond to you.
And she's making $10,000 a month, or a week. I'm sorry, or 10,000 euro a week. So she's making 40,000 euro a month, or €500,000 a year right now.
Yeah.
Now that we've promoted her, of course, she will make billions. I wonder if she could come on our show. Can she speak?
Of course.
I don't know. I think it might be a text-related thing.
Oh, okay.
That's not boring.
I would love. I'm not rich enough to be able to log in and find out more about her, but I saw this hoo-ha about her. About she's so wonderful and she's this hot Italian chick.
Yes.
Log in right now. You're loaded anyway with money. Come on.
That is true. I am, but I don't piss it away on fake girls. So I only spend it on my. Listen, I have a deal with my wife. I spend it on my wife, my mistress, and my sugar baby. Those are the three girls that get my money. The fact that the three of them know each other makes it easy because then this way it's less stress. I just get one list, and it's like, here you go, leave me alone. And that's
you're so romantic because it's the same lady.
Yep, there you go. It just works out easier that way. So depends on my mood. So
she's on Instagram, it would seem.
Okay,
as a fan of you. So we could. I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the fact that she exists as a virtual girlfriend. I was disappointed in the fact that extremely rich people seem to be amazingly stupid, so they were trying to contact her.
Wait a minute, you're disappointed that rich people are stupid? We've had this discussion. Just because you're rich doesn't make you smart.
Whatever. But and so lots of people have been caught up in this, and I don't know whether or not anybody that's a regular fan of hers on OnlyFans has tweaked it. But it would appear that the maker of this particular lady has not in any way, shape, or form denied any of it. He just hasn't.
I like him for that.
He hasn't promoted it as such. He's kind of promoted herself, and the fact that she's become so amazingly successful. Of course, people start to ask, "Well, can she do this? Can she do that?" I suppose, and can she, So So all you budding AI students out there, get out there now and make yourself some hot Italian chick, and
wow,
that's some money.
That's awesome. I wonder if she shaves her armpits.
I'm sure she's very good in playing chess.
For the people on the podcast, you're actually going to have to either watch the show or look up Emily. How do you pronounce her last name?
Yeah, we'll put her back. We don't have the link, but we'll put her back up on here and have a look.
Pellegrini. How do you pronounce her last name?
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini. That's what I thought, but that's a drink. I drink Sam Pellegrini. All right, so this is Emily Pellegrini, Sam Pellegrini's daughter, apparently, on AI. So and and she shaves her armpits, and she's wearing basically hardly any clothes. And I think YouTube will let us just about get away with this picture. But yeah, so if you want to see what she looks like, you can either look her up, Emily Pellegrini, or you can come and take a look at this on at the 35-minute mark of the show.
Enormous long arms.
Yeah, like that arm on the left doesn't look real.
Yeah.
No,
proportionally, she's slightly strange.
It's an IA thing. It's an IA thing. I see it when I'm making.
I mean, you're really good at this. You're really good at this AI stuff, Morten. And they tell me, I haven't done it myself, but they tell me that the arms and the fingers are really difficult to get right.
They are.
So
they can't
use DALL-E on ChatGPT 4. You can use DALL-E, and DALL-E is really easy to get stuff right. Just FYI, because that's where Brown Car Guy got his book stuff from.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so you know, maybe a little easier.
Brown Car Guy is I'm following.
Brown Car Guy is our sermon from the German. We did his show 3 days ago, which aired on Wednesday of this week. Because this is on Saturday. But anyway, we were talking about how he did.
Stephen.
I know, it's okay, Grandpa. So we were talking about how he did his artwork for his book. And how he did his artwork is he used ChatGPT for it as you go under it, and there's a thing that says, I forget it's add-ons, not plugins, and you click it, and there's something that says DALL-E, and you use it, and DALL-E will make art for you.
And believe it or not, just the other day, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I'm using LinkedIn a lot, and when you're posting on LinkedIn and you're a paying member, you can. The things you have been writing, you can use the AI if you want, and you get lovely, nice messages. So
I don't pay to belong to LinkedIn. LinkedIn's sort of like just like you kind of have to have a profile, so I just throw my profile up there, and that's it.
No, but LinkedIn is I'm very fan of LinkedIn. Really,
are you really?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it works.
It's beautiful because every place, on LinkedIn you can ask a question. You can ask a guy you don't know really for a favor with a question.
That's Hero. Hero AI does that too.
I never got bad feedback.
Oh, that's because you've never asked me a question. When people email me stuff, like they ask stupid shit, I'm like, first of all, I go, why the fuck are you bothering me? You don't know me. Is usually my response. Or if they want me to buy something or invest into something, then I write after I'm rude to them, and I go, you can come on one of our shows and talk about it if you'd like. And that's literally the email that they get from me on LinkedIn. And I would say, which is funny, 90% of them come back and go, can you tell me more about your show? And then we'll send them a link to Lost Dollar, and they come on as guests. But my first interaction with them is not like, oh, thank you I'm like, fuck you. You're bothering me. Why are you bothering me? Why are you trying to sell me something? I am not nice on LinkedIn. I don't want to be your friends on LinkedIn. I have to be there because we have to have profiles. So there's the profile. That's full disclosure. So when people email me, it is usually not like they don't get this warm, loving, oh, you're the best. In fact, I had a venture guy email me this morning. But he wrote a very nice email because he apologized for bothering me. So right away, I have to be nice when someone says, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. You don't know me. Yeah. And I said, you should come on Lost Dollar Business Club. But when people are like, hi, Steve. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, no, screw you.
Hi,
and that's it.
I'd like to say, hi, Steve. How are you? Am I bothering you?
David, you bother me 48 hours a week. So yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, look, I think then at this point we do have to run a little advert.
We do.
We're talking about LinkedIn. We're talking about AI. So let's just quickly run the advert.
Sure.
Making the right connections is vital to your business and professional success, but reaching out to strangers is awkward and mostly a waste of time and resources. Imagine a world where AI takes the hassle out of networking. Enter Hero, your noise-free professional network powered by AI. What's so cool about Hero? How about getting your own AI networking assistant that's dedicated to solving your challenges by handpicking connections and opportunities that are right for you? But Hero does more than just meaningful matchmaking. We equip you with a customized storefront accessible to anyone on or off the Hero network to help enhance your brand and boost your revenue, making it easy to turn those meaningful connections into valued customers, all within Hero. Hero is networking as it should be, meaningful conversations with well-meaning people without the noise.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It would appear that nobody at Heroes ever met you then, Steve. If not, they would have, they would have had you in there.
Actually, the founders of Hero have asked me not to join. They're like, Steve, we love you, we know you, but we would prefer that if you don't come on to Hero, because every time someone says, hey, can you help me? And you're telling them to go, fist themselves.
But I think it's 3 or 4 weeks ago
they just started their alpha test, so people are now starting to come onto the platform.
Okay.
And I go on every now and then to check it out. Yeah, they're still doing their alpha testing and they're still developing. And I talk to them and get updates because I'm fascinated about what they're doing, because they've come up with a business quantitative AI. I mean, they've come up with something that nobody else has. So it's like when I saw it, I just said it's LinkedIn on steroids. So yes,
but just one kind advice from an old fart in Norway.
Yeah,
talk to us, because it's a month since I registered, and
okay.
I haven't heard a word.
I will tell them.
That's not good. Good enough these days. Information.
Yeah. I will let them know that, because I actually said, we're running your ads on our show because that's what you requested. Are you getting back to our people? And it was like, oh, I was like, yeah, our people, they're watching it because they like our style. Our style is we want it done yesterday and we want it done right. So if you don't do it, then you're screwing yourself, because then our fans aren't going to go use your platform. They're going to be like, you suck. So I said, don't suck. So I'll send them an email later today and go, hey, did I respond to everybody? Because our fans are getting a little annoyed. So
but just a word, as you know, as a marketing guy,
Well, my words are a little different.
Verbal, not verbal, written words.
Yes, I will tell them to do written words to everybody, just saying, hey, this is our time frame. But I said to them when they gave us the first commercial, I said, are you ready? They're like, we're ready. I'm like, okay. So last time I spoke to them a couple of days ago, they had 2,000 or 3,000 people signed up, which is very cool. And I'm like, so it's up and running. And so I never got a response to that. I think
to Mort's point, then, if you've got 2,000 or 3,000 people that have had no
response, that's not good.
Yeah, then that
just they have to do
that. They need to tighten that rope up a bit. I think.
Yeah.
I will email them today and say, hey, get your shit together. So, but so supposedly it's LinkedIn on steroids. So we'll see. And those people that reach out to me on LinkedIn, at least you know what you're going to get. So, but that's how Lost Dollar Business Club. Literally, any guest I bring to Lost Dollar, 90% of the guests come through someone being annoying to me on LinkedIn, and I respond with my usual New York sarcasm. I had one guy, a professor, wanted to do some real estate deal, and this is the first time I was ever nice to someone, and then after that, never. I said, first of all, I said, you don't know me. Second of all, you don't know if I'm accredited. I went through, and I said, why are you bothering me? Why wouldn't you just say hi instead of writing me a book? Just say, would you be interested in it? Blah, 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 blah. And he wrote back. He was like, well, this is linked, and he gave me this thing, and I literally wrote back like, fuck you, we're done. Like, you're an idiot. Like, if you're going to write this kind of an email, then I can write one back. So now I'm just like, why are you bothering me? Like, what is your story? Like, be on our show, bother our fans in a good way. So, and that's how a lot of these authors, like we had the presidential candidate Day that was on on Lost Dollar. That's how he got there, because he sent me an email about his book, and I was like, come on the show. And so all these guys that read my book, I'm like, come on the show and send us a copy of your book. And that's how a lot of the guests are finding us. And I'm still shocked that they find me on LinkedIn when they can just email the show directly and be like, can I come on your show? So they email me, and I'm like, there's 19 other hosts. Email one of them. So, so it's always interesting. And I say this tongue in cheek. I don't mind it, but some of them, it's sort of like, you can't be this stupid. So it's like,
I have the same thing with telemarketers. They're always calling me, and they say hello, and I always say, well, what are you selling me, and how much does it cost?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not selling you anything. Well, why are you calling me then? You must be selling something. Just cut to the chase. You say, hello, I'm a telemarketer. I've got this product, costs this much. Have you got 2 minutes? I can tell you a little bit more about it. Yeah.
I always fancy talking with the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but because you learn a lot. When you've been in marketing and sales for a long time,
Right.
you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you have to listen. And I'm always telling the same thing. What's the point if you're selling? There are only 40,800. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
Seats in heaven,
Right.
and you are coming and knocking on my door to do it harder for yourself to be one of those 40,800.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
What do they say?
Yeah.
They don't have any arguments. Because,
I use the same arguments, but it's because there's a verse in Isaiah, I think, that says like the 12 tribes of Israel will be allowed in. So it's 12, roughly 12,000 that the Old Testament talks about. Yeah, I know. So that's 144,000. And I said, yeah, okay. So you agree with me on that, yeah? And could you tell me what the worldwide membership is then of the Church of the Latter-day Saints, or whatever it is? And or then the Mormons. And they'll go, yeah, like millions. I said, okay, right. So like you, I said, so what are my chances then?
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah.
No, the best is when my mom was in the hospital, a priest came to see her. Why, I don't know, but a priest came in.
That's his job.
He said,
his job just to come around and
Yeah.
soul.
I got his soul right here. The guy with the dog collar shows up and he says, would you like me to pray for your mother? And I said, great. Which God will you be praying to? And he looked at me and he goes, well, there's only one. I go, no, there's only one that you guys with the dog collar came up with in 63 CE. Before that, there were many gods. So once again, which God will you pray to for my mom? And he just looked at me and you could tell no one's ever challenged this guy. And he was like, well, I go, you can pray. I'm just curious which God you think is going to listen to you. And it was just sort of, you could just like, oh my God, I'm like, you must have gone to school. They must have taught you this shit. And if they didn't, then you're really fucked. And I'm thinking, if you're answer the question, and they just didn't know what to do with it. And I was like, you can go. Like, we can pray for my mom and we can, and she was fine. I mean, and she kind of heard part of the conversation and she's just like, you're so mean. I'm like, no, I just get tired of bullshit. And to me, that's bullshit. I respect you to a point that you wear the dog collar. I'm okay with that. You have a van and you give candy to kids. All right, you do what you got to do. But what I don't respect is if you don't know the history of your religion and you don't know that you cut out 15 books of the original fables and you don't know that. So when I ask you this question, I expect you to have an answer. And if you don't, then I just think you're a joke. Even if I talk to a rabbi like that, they'll at least know.
He may well have gone to the certain theological schools where he had to spend most of his study time hiding in a cupboard. So he didn't.
Then he shouldn't come talk to the Jew. So So I listen.
Some places in England, I guess.
Yeah, this is America. We didn't hide that. Well, I don't think when I literally went to parochial school for 2 years because it was the best education we could get. And I remember Sister Penguin, and Sister Mary Penguin is what I would call her. When you were bad, you got hit on your wrist with a ruler. And I was like, whoa. Like, okay, it was me and another Jewish kid, which was cool because at the Jewish holidays, they made us get up and explain the Jewish holidays. And you could see like the little Catholic kids, their eyes would just glaze over. It was just sort of like, okay. But it was interesting because, you learn to get along. I mean, of course, ours is the right religion, but we can't tell them that. So it's one of those things. Anyway, that's all I got.
Do you have a nickname?
Do I have a nickname?
Steven, yeah.
Like when my mistress calls me One Hung Low. No, I have no nickname. People just call me Steven. Sometimes they say you're an ass man. So I think I'm an ass man. So that's kind of good. Sometimes I've been a motherfucker apparently, which is true. I have fucked mothers. So so I have a few nicknames. It just depends who's talking to me at that time.
Yeah, I would call you cut the crap, Stephen.
Cut the crap. There you go.
Yeah.
You're really cutting a lot of crap.
I remember one of the going back to the very first week I was in Holland, and it was really cold then. That was somewhere in the 80s when it used to be cold. And there was a little girl. I think Neil said, "Oh, we're going to go ice skating." And I thought, "Well, I've never been ice skating in my life," so I kind of went and they gave me these skates, and I spent more time on my ass than I did skating. And there was a little girl going round in circles, and when she came round, and she looked at me, and she said, "Clothes suck, clothes suck, clothes suck." And so I asked this Dutch guy, and I said to him, "What's that?" He said, "Oh," he said, "that's just a way of introducing yourself to people." So, like, for the first week, of course, you know, the schmuck that I am, I'm going around saying to everybody, "Hey, hello, my name's David Clotesuck." And of course, Clotesuck literally translated means ball bag.
Well, David, now we know what your nickname is. So that's awesome. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Morten, it is always a pleasure to see you, my friend. We have surprises next week. Morten's going to tell us a whole bunch of fun things that he's doing that we don't want to spoil it for next Saturday. So we're going to do that. And everybody have a wonderful week. Enjoy. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Any derogatory ones, just send to David because I don't really care. He likes them. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. Try to be nice and love each other. Don't forget to tell your friends, subscribe and like. And other than that, that's it, kids. Another week is in the bag.
And wrap up warm. And if you've got any buddies, wrap them up warm as well. That's all I can say.
And don't forget Emily Pellegrini. Don't forget to go see Emily Pellegrini.
And also,
maybe she'll be in the links below. Who knows? Take care, everyone.
Give